Okay, there we go.
All right, so Kim, at what point did you say to yourself, I need to share my story with people? What point in time did you feel the need to kind of share what was happening with you?
Well, when the Vorganites came to me, which is the project that I'm working on, that I'm writing, which is the family of superheroes, and that came at the same time that the term Vorganite, I got all of this together. When I say it was downloaded, I guess you can call that inspiration or whatever you want to call it. I call it downloading because it's like I'm sitting there and it's like, you know, the giant 2x4 dropped from the heavens in the skies and smacked me upside the head and said, "Here you go, Kim." You know, I just started getting all this stuff, and I just started writing all this stuff, and it's like I had the visuals of them. And so I got this story of this family of superheroes that are punatics. I mean, it was basically my story. Seriously.
Yep.
So all of this came together because everything that we do and everything that we see and everything that we are and everything in existence is layer on layer on layer on layer. And when you start going within and discovering yourself and you go through the journey of self-realization and finding the divine consciousness, and you know what you're doing is you are losing your mind. You know, I always had the visual of going to the doctor and saying, "Doc, I've lost my mind." Okay, so so it's like an onion. You are that core in the middle, and it's like you're peeling away layer after layer after layer after layer, and that's how it all came together. The Vorganites characters, the concept of, which I'm thinking maybe we should do these videos and start calling them Talking Story, because that's what we're doing. More writings. I mean, I want to share this, my awakening, but it's not about me. It's about everyone else, and the world is waking up. People are waking up, and they're realizing the system doesn't work. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. But you know, and I've always, all my life, felt so strongly. I've had this knowing that, and anyone that knows me knows from the time I was a kid, I've just always said this, that you don't change the world through any greatness. You change it one person at a time. You change the world one heart at a time, and it starts in your own heart and within your own self, and then you emit it out to others, and it just goes around, and it's a beautiful thing. And so all my life I've kind of tried to live like that and share with others and open others' eyes with different issues when I used to be, you know, on crusades. I took 6 straight people one time into a drag show in Waikiki. 6 straight chief petty officers from the Navy, hard-line dudes, you know, sitting at the Fleet Reserve, bending your elbow, drinking beer with them, and everything, you know. So I finally convinced them all to go down to a drag show with me in Waikiki, because they were just so, you know, prejudicial, right? And, so... got them all to go, and it turned out to be a phenomenal night. One of the performers, the local boy, and these men were gorgeous. These guys were like Vegas quality performers. I mean, you would not believe the talent there. It's unbelievable. And so all my little chief petty officers, men and women, right, were blown away. Because these performers were like attracted. Now, they weren't in uniform or anything. You know, when you live there, it's pretty obvious who's military and who's not, and who's local kine, and who's this and who's that, you know, all the labels. Anyway, sorry for labeling, but no way around it. I have to use these words, you know. So the performers were drawn over to our table for some reason, and they kept coming over and talking, and this one performer who was just gorgeous, and these guys just could not believe this was a man, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but this guy, through the course of the evening, it was a couple hours, the show, and through the course of the evening, between the show and between the performers coming over and sitting and chatting, they ended up sitting at our table, and we had a great time. And all these chief petty officers came up to me afterwards and said, Kim, I will never judge a gay person again. Thank you.
That's amazing.
You know? So they were transformed, and they understood. And that's how we heal the world, and that's how we heal each other, one person at a time. You know, you're standing in a line somewhere and you're nice to somebody. And then, gee, that felt pretty good to them, so they pass it on to somebody else, and on, and on. You know, one person can, it's the domino effect, you know, so anyways. Did I answer that?
Yeah, oh, it's fine. Yeah.
What was the question? I don't even know now. All right. Zoom, zoom.